Welcome and warm welcome to High Tech Institution.
Hi team, welcome to the part 2 video for this global DNS solution. Okay, so as per the architecture diagram, so in the first video, what we done, we just created the machine. Inside the machine, we have configured the Nginx and one simple static site we have configured, correct? So, and then what we gonna do in the sense, we're going to configure the load balancer in the today's part. And also, previously we just configured for only Mumbai. In Mumbai, we just configured only single server, correct? So now I just configured the same kind of thing in two regions. Okay, so one in Mumbai, one in Singapore. In Mumbai, now we are having two servers, server one, server two. In Singapore also, we just having two servers, Singapore server one, Singapore server two, like we just having. So here, if we go to find, in Singapore, we just having server one and server two. In Mumbai, we will be having server one and server two. And also this is the application. Okay, this is the static content I'm just having. Server one Mumbai, server two Mumbai, server one Singapore, server two Singapore. But in the architecture diagram, they used UU West one, EU Central one. But for the practical part, we used Singapore and Mumbai. Okay, you can consider this as Singapore and you can consider this as the Mumbai. And now in this today's part, we're going to configure the load balancer. Okay, so here we're going to configure on load balancer. Here we're going to configure on load balancer. Okay, I'll give you the introduction for the load balancer. Load balancer is nothing. Generally, we will be using that load balancer to distribute the traffic to the available VMs. Okay, so centralized request management, like we can say. So far in Singapore, we doesn't have any load balancer, so we can create it. And for this practical part, I'm just going to take the classic load balancer. And also this classic load balancer is going to be in public. Okay, then only it can accept the public users request. So I'm just giving it like this in Singapore. So we can just give the name like Singapore LB. And it is going to be the internet facing. We can leave that option as it is, and I'm just selecting all the subnets which are available in this region so that we can add our missions to this load balancer. Our missions can be in any subnets, we can add it. And then security group, this can be the default security group, no problem. And the protocol, now this is going to be in HTTP. Later we can change this into HTTPS using AWS SSL certificate. Now we can leave these options as it is. And in this health check part, it can happen. The health check in the sense nothing. The load balancer would check our instance frequently. The load balancer, would test our VM frequently just to, check the VM is available or not. Okay. For example, the user requests are arriving. This one forward the traffic to the mission. The mission is not capable to process the user request. It takes more time. User will face the latency, right? And sometimes the users might face 404 not found. These kind of issues they would face. So for that, here health check would happen. In this health check, this load balancer would check our VMs frequently. If that VMs are not responding properly, means the load balancer would consider that as unhealthy VM. Then the load balancer won't distribute any traffic to that unhealthy VM. So that is the purpose actually for this health check. And here instance options is available. So now we can add the instance. I'm just going to add the both instance. Just add it. And then cross zone load balancing we are doing now. Okay, so in this region, this VM can be in different availability zone. This VM can be in different availability zone. The load balancer is capable to do the load balancing. Okay, but in our case, it's AP-Southeast 1C, AP-Southeast 1C, both missions into the same AZ. So if you are going to uncheck this, no issues. And connection training, that can be 300. And here the summary part, here itself you can check all the configuration that you have made. The load balancer name, schema type, VPC, the security group that it used, and listener rule. Listener rule in the sense nothing. In this port, the load balancer is going to accept the request. Okay. So, and also this going to distribute the traffic through this port 80 only. And health check also going to happen on the same port 80, and two instance we have added. And yeah, so cross zone load balancing is on, connection training, configuration we just enabled. Okay, so the summary is good. So now we can do the load balancer creation part. Okay, now we initiated the load balancer creation. Here, 0 of 2 instances are in service. So now here we need to understand two things. In our virtual machine security group, load balancer security group, in both places we need to enable the port 80. Okay, so if we forgot in the sense, load balancer couldn't perform the health check, and also it couldn't accept the HTTP requests. See, the load balancer security group doesn't contains the HTTP, doesn't have the HTTP. So we're just going to enable the HTTP. Okay. Later we will be also adding HTTPS. So now I'm just only adding HTTP. And okay, so now you could see 2 of 2 instances are in service. So let's check now. Copy HTTP colon double slash. Oh, sorry, this is on HTTPS. So we can change to HTTP. Yeah. So now we able to reach server 2. Let's hit refresh. Okay. So now the request is redirect to server 1. If we hitting refresh again, it switch to server 2. And here the main thing is we didn't enable the sticky sessions. If we're going to enable sticky sessions like 1 hour, 2 hour in the sense, the load balancer would forward all the traffic only to that specific server for 1 hour or 2 hour, the sticky session duration that we're going to assign. But now I'm not going to assign any sticky sessions. So we are just proceeding without sticky sessions. So for that the reason, if we are hitting refresh, automatically the request jumping to one server to another server. Okay, so now we have done this configuration for Singapore server. Now we need to replicate the same exact configuration to Mumbai resources as well. So let's switch to Mumbai. Okay. So in Mumbai, also we doesn't have any load balancer. So let's do the creation. Classic load balancer. I'm just giving it like Mumbai LB. And internet facing. Okay, let's select the subnets like we done just before. And here also the security group I selected. And here also now the port can be port 80. And yeah, so the health check also going to happen on this port 80. And here also we can add our Mumbai instances. So I'm just selecting it and we can confirm it. Okay. So that's it. Here we selected, and these configurations are looks good. And let's review these things. Okay, so one is in 1A, one is in 1B. The first VM is in APF and South APF 1A. Second instance in APF and South APF 1B. So no problem. Here we have enabled cross-zone load balancing. So obviously load balancer is capable to distribute the traffic to both VMs. So no issues. Yeah, so all the configurations are good. So we can do the load balancer creation. Okay, still here, the 0 of 2 instance. And also we need to enable the port 80. So let's go here. We can enable the port 80 also here. Yeah. So in this Mumbai security group also doesn't contains the HTTP. So we'll enable that also too here. and IPv4. That's it. We can save rules. Yeah. So here we have added. Okay. So here itself we can check. So still the VMs are in the out of service. Yeah. Now it comes into an in service. Once the VM comes into an in service, this VM is capable to accept request from the load balancer. Okay. If the VM is unhealthy, this VM is not capable to accept request from load balancer. And yeah, so two of two instance in service. So now we can check for Mumbai load balancer. So let's go with HTTP :/ the endpoint that we can paste. Yeah. So now this load balancer is pointing to Mumbai resource, Mumbai server 1, Mumbai server 2. And similarly, Singapore also doing the same. Singapore 1, Singapore 2. Okay. Now the work is done in the load balancer side. Okay. So then we're going to see the global accelerator Route 53 part. Okay. So those things and all we will be seeing in the next part. I hope this video helps you well. And if it helps you well, subscribe to our channel, click the bell icon for the updates. Thank you, team.